I am Dr. Wesley Nathaniel, pastor of the Tabernacle of Praise Christian Church.
And I am Cassandra Nathaniel, First Lady.
What you're about to witness is our journey from our humble beginnings as a church to where the Lord has brought us now. God has truly been faithful to us, and He's blessed us tremendously.
This has been an exciting 10 years, especially how we got started, and I'm excited for you to see what's ahead for us.
So God bless you as you witness the journey of the Tabernacle of Praise Christian Church. We are standing on the property of the Mount Pisgah Missionary Baptist Church, located at 3636 Weaver Road. And just like in the South, a lot of the churches have the cemetery right on the property. So I'm standing at the gravesite of my dad, Wesley Lorenzo Nathaniel Sr. And we thought part of his request would to be buried as close to the church as he could, because he loved this church. This is where he spent a lot of the time. Right next to him is the gravesite of the pastor who baptized me, Reverend A.C. Jackson. And you can see from the location of both of them, my dad was chairman of the deacon ministry for 67 years. He's right close to the door. So we figured he'd want to be real close to the door so he could still go in and out whenever he wanted to. So we're going to just take a look around front, and this is the same location that I got my spiritual start. Not the same building. The building burned down several years ago, and the Lord blessed them to get another facility. But this is where I got my faithful spiritual start. And this was the man who indirectly inspired the Tabernacle of Praise. We are now in front of the property whose address is 950 Ayers Road. This is the place where I grew up. Actually, this is the place I was born. I was actually born in this house right here. But it was also at this location where June of 1999, which was the last Father's Day that I spent with my dad, where we sat on this front porch, and he asked, had I ever considered coming back to Memphis to continue my ministry and to take care of Mom. Well, of course, he didn't have to mention anything about taking care of Mom, because I would always do that. But I told him actually no, hadn't thought about it, because First Lady and myself were both doing well in the secular arena, and my church was also growing. But in September of that same year, 1999, my dad succumbed to cancer, and I came back to Memphis, and I had the opportunity to preach his eulogy at Mount Pisgah Church. But it was on this porch, June of 1999, where the first thoughts about ministry here in Memphis really took root. So actually, you could say indirectly, this was the inspiration behind the birth also of the Tabernacle of Praise Christian Church. So it was the place of my biological birth, and also the birth of the church that the Lord is now blessing me to be the under shepherd. After several months of fasting and prayer, First Lady and myself, we decided that we were going to make the transition and move back to our hometown of Memphis, Tennessee, and start a ministry. So in December of 2002, we decided to have our first planning session, and this was the location at the Levi Elementary School. Ironically, my sister, Ava Taylor, was the principal, so God showed us favor, and we were able to use this facility to get it started. We met on a Saturday, I believe, and we had about 30 some odd people present. And this is where the initial planning session for the Tabernacle of Praise Christian Church took place. On August 19th, 2005, the Tabernacle of Praise Christian Church held its first Bible study here at this facility, which was at the time the Unity Church of Memphis. We held our Bible study from 6:30 to 7:30 on Wednesday. Then on the following Sunday, October 23rd, 2005, we held our inaugural worship service. On that Wednesday, we had 27 members to join, and on that Sunday, we had 36 members to join. Ironically, we couldn't find a facility to hold our service at a traditional time, so our services started at noon. But we started with that number, and we have been growing ever since. The Lord is still showing us favor. After holding our services at the Unity Church of Memphis for approximately a year and a half, that building got sold, and we were once again a church family in search of a facility to hold our services. However, I know that Tabernacle Praise Christian Church had to be in God's plan, because once again His favor followed us, and we were able to now hold our services here on the campus of the Ross Elementary School, a place where ironically you are not allowed to pray through the week. But on Sunday mornings we were raising the roof, and we held our services here for approximately 6 to 8 months, and then the Lord showed us favor again. But this just goes to show, if you follow God's plan, God will always open doors for you. After the initial planning session in December of 2002, we applied for and received our initial church charter. But because we were inactive for over a year, it had to be renewed. So we met at this location at 8321 Championship Drive. There were 10 of us that met. It was myself, First Lady, Minister Kendra, Minister Kevin, Frank Blair, Diane Rome, Frank and LaBrinda Hill, James and Linda Patterson, and we held our second planning session September 15, 2005, in preparation for the inaugural service at the Tabernacle Praise Christian Church. You've already witnessed how God's favor opened doors for us from our original location at the Unity Church of Memphis over to having services at the cafeteria at Ross Elementary School. But even that place got too small for us. So the Lord opened doors again, and we were able to come to this facility at 4325 Hacks Cross. And God has opened doors for us. We weren't able to buy it initially, so we had to rent it for a while. But even prior to that, we had a chance to come to this place even before we had our initial planning session. Why don't you share with us a little bit about that journey?
Oh wow, that was really special for us. We came into this building and we looked around and we thought how beautiful it was. The precious part of that was that Mama Nate was with us, and my father at the time was with us also. And the four of us, we just walked through and prayed, and we marveled at what it would be like if we could bring a congregation into this facility. We were just had a great time looking around and seeing, what could be. And thank God He made it happen for us.
So after that initial time that we looked here is when we made the journey from one location to the next. And God not only blessed us with a building, but we have a 5-acre parcel. And our vision is to build a family life center that will not only minister to the needs of the Tabernacle Praise family, but we want to minister to the community as well. And we know if we continue to be faithful, God is going to open doors for us, because we have a very loving congregation. The cooperative spirit is second to none. And I'm just grateful to be pastor, and I know my wife is grateful to be First Lady. So we just invite all of you to just continue doing what God says do, and we know that God is going to take us to higher heights as we continue to be obedient to Him.